Hello everyone, I'm just down at the greenhouse now, and this is the carrot box I've constructed. It's all filled with sand and it's ready for the holes to be cored out now. I've just temporarily put some little holes in there where I'm going to put the bigger holes. They'll basically be about 3 inches or so in diameter, and what I'm going to use is a piece of drain pipe. Hold it in, push it down, screw it around and then lift out the sand, and hopefully it'll leave a nice open cylindrical shape. So I'll just get set up and show you how I get on. This is the tool what I'm going to use, and basically it's had a bit of metal drilled through a 3-inch diameter pipe with a bit of a cut piece there, so it makes it easy for boring down. And all I do, as straight as I can, just push down nice and gently. Push down as far as you can. I'm only going to go down a couple of foot with these because they're only for stump carrots. Go down a bit, give it a twist, pull it up, just dispose of the, there you go, a hole there. So like I say, I'll do these probably a couple of foot, probably about 4 inches or so lower than the handle. That'll be plenty. So I'll just get these all bored out and I'll be back with you shortly. I'm not going to bore you with the whole lot, but this is the general idea of thumb. So basically just cut the hole like that, 3-inch diameter hole. I'm going to fill it with some compost, some really fine compost. I'm going to do a bit of an experiment whereby half of the carrots what I put in are going to be just pure compost, nothing else added. And then I'm going to add some Jack's Magic fertiliser to the other section. It's really high in potassium for the roots build, and should give some good results hopefully, as long as I don't have a repeat of last year. So time will tell. So basically what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to fill these up and let them settle then in preparation for sowing the seed at the weekend. For the first few then, I'm just going to use some of this multi-purpose compost stuff which I've been using during the last few videos, the bits and pieces I've been sowing seeds wise. It's the Wicks compost. You might have seen a couple of other growers using it. So basically I've just got a bit of a jug here, just because it's got a nice little spout and it should hopefully be neat without leaving too much soil above the holes and around making a mess. So I'll just top these up, just like so, right to the top, so it's flush with the surface of the sand. Let's get a bit more in. Yeah, I've run this through a 5mm square sieve as well, so it's extra fine. We don't want no lumps or bumps whatsoever when sowing the carrots. It needs to be as fine a soil as possible, because I don't want them forking or growing some strange odd shapes. Just tickle that in now. Oh, what's around the edges, just tickle it in, it'll be fine. So there you go, you can see it's starting to fill up now. I might do that. Right, there we go. Gently firm it down, it is quite a lot of air pockets in there, so there you can see it still needs a bit of a top up, so just top it up, and as I say, just leave it flush with the top of the sand, and there you go. Firm it down again, top it up if required, and then what I'll do is I'll just leave that just to settle for a few days, give it a water, and then I'll put the seeds in after that. So I'll crack on with the rest and I'll show you the finished results. For the second half of this carrot box, I'm going to be using the multi-purpose compost, but I'm going to be having a bit of a mix. So this row here, that row and that row there, that's just pure multi-purpose, nothing else. This row here I've just done a few just so I don't bore you, and then obviously there's a few there, and basically what it is, just a mixture of multi-purpose compost and this stuff here. which is Jack's Magic Garden Fertiliser. And basically the NPK is 6-8-12, so it's got some quite good magnesium and trace elements in there, like I did for the Spuds Galore with the potatoes beforehand. So it's got quite a lot of potassium in it, and supposedly it's really good for the roots by all accounts, so I'm happy to give this a go and then see how it gets on. Also, I'm going to have to just keep the watering fairly even to keep it quite a good test to see which does better. Obviously I'd expect this to be better being a bit of a fertiliser, give a bit of a feed, but then again I've grown carrots beforehand and not added anything, and it's been nice, so produced some nice stumps, so it's not too bad. So if you just grab an handful or so, I've just got a bucket here which I've been sieving compost in. Just give it a nice mix through your fingers, really get right down into it. A nice even mix. And just like before, I've just got this jug, it's got a bit of a spout, so it should make it easy for me to pour in. And then just top it up like so. Keep going and going and going until you come to the top. It's fairly simple really. So I'll just get on with the rest and I'll be back with you shortly. There we go, then it's all done. All the preparation is ready now. I just need to sow the seeds. A couple of bits a bit tatty, but that's just where the hole had collapsed in a bit at the top. But all I'll do is I'll sow 3 seeds per station, water them evenly. As they come up I'll thin it down to the strongest one, and then fingers crossed, September when I'm pulling for shows I'll have a better crop than I did last year. So they're now coming to sow the seeds, and in each of these stations that I've cored out I've put 3 little indents, as you can see there. And reason being is I'm going to sow 3 seeds per station, just in case, you know, 1 or 2 of them don't come. I'm hoping 3 will be plenty. And then as time goes on I will weed them out to the strongest plant. So that's the seed, carrot seed there, variety Sweet Candle, what I've used for a few years now, and they've always produced generally good results, albeit last year. But what I've started to do then is just drop 3 in there, just like so, 1 in each, and then I'll just pinch the soil over them, give them good water, and then I'll just give a bit of coverage. You don't want too much cover because obviously you don't want to dry the soil out too much. It might be enough with this greenhouse as it is, so I'll assess it next couple of days. If it does need any extra heat, such as a glass pane or something positioning over the top, I will add extra heat. So I'll just get these done, and then that'll be it for in the greenhouse. I'll be planting out my brassicas. Okay, so just a bit of a tour then. I've just got the carrots growing along in the box there, what you've just seen. This video's taken about 2 or 3 weeks after I've been that busy with work, so time scales are going to be quite off. I'm just about to plant the peppers out into the pots, which will go just over there. So I'll show you that as I want to do it. So the peas, they're doing really well. They've been growing in the greenhouse. I started them off, and the broad beans, they're doing really good now. Quite a few inches tall. I've had absolutely loads of asparagus this year, really loads of it, and it's still coming. I do a bit of watering though, just to keep bringing the shoots through, but I've had ample pickings. There's the potatoes now, poking the reds through. As I've shown on a previous video I did them. You know, they're all earthed up, so I don't need to mess about doing them again. The first early's the main crops, so it's just a case of keeping on top of the water, and if it's in a dry spell, which we're currently in at the moment, which is unfortunate, but there you go. These are the cabbages and collies, which I planted out just this last week. Plenty of cover on because the pigeons are really eager and they will take them. You know, they will strip the leaves, so what I can do to help and get a good crop out of them, I'll try my best. Strawberries, plenty of flowers on these now. These are doing very well. Another nice raised bed full there, and then a couple what I got some runners off last year. Winter veg, Not sure what's in here yet until it starts coming up. I've got a feeling there might be collies, cabbages, etc. Onions are now coming up, nice and healthy. Lovely straight along rows here, and the shallots. Bit of tidying up needed doing there, but I'm getting there slowly now. Lettuces, they're poking their heads through in the raised bed. And I've just sown some bolt-hardy beetroot and a variety of turnip called Petrovsky. It's not my traditional purple top Milan, it's something different. It's kind of like a white turnip. So it'll be interesting to see what they come up like and also what they taste like. I'm trying to get this area cleared here. Now I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I don't know whether to leave it fallow this year and just keep on top of the weeds, trimming it down, etc. Or try and get all the pumpkins and courgettes in. So I'm unsure at the moment, because on this side space is quite limited. I'm just going to have to just keep doing a bit each time. The leeks are about ready finished now, so I've just been digging a bit down just before that black plastic. I've got the rest of the rows to go. I might try and get another couple of rows of potatoes in if I can. I have got the potatoes, but it's just getting the space to do it, because I need to put stuff like sweet corn in, like I say, all the courgettes, pumpkins and squash, they need to go in as well. Other bits and pieces, can't think of what I've got else going in. The peas and the beans, oh sorry, the beans, they'll go in there, some French beans. The runner beans will go on that frame there, what's been constructed. And general bits and pieces really, salad crops, they can go in. Swedes, and then my winter veg ready for next year. So that's it anyway for the tour down allotment 1. So I'll just get set up and cracked on and plant these peppers. So here are the peppers then, and they're all in now, all in these 7.5 litre pots roughly. And all I've done is made a bit of an incision with a trowel, enough to take the root ball, and planted them in, and then give them a good watering really. That's it. I'll just give them a weekly feed. I'll probably choose Miracle Grow like I normally do. That seems to do the trick. And I've got plenty of sunlight coming from that direction, so this carrot box here is not going to block any sunlight out. So that's it for down allotment 1 with a tour then. I'll just head over to allotment 2 and show you what's been happening over there. So here we go then, this is plot 2. I'm just in the greenhouse at the moment, and they're the grapes. As you can see, they're flying along, especially the one on the left. I've just put this horizontal because eventually it will climb and run along that, and I'll just tie it in where needed. So outside, I've been at the sweet peas planting these up. I've got another lot to go in the back end there. And then all the potatoes now are showing through. We've had one good week of warm, hot, sunny weather, followed by this week being just totally full of rain, so the potatoes are flying along now, which is great. So is the red cabbage and the kale. I've just recently planted these in, so I'll just get a bit of protection so the pigeons don't get at them. And then the other 2 beds there under the rusty frames are the collies and the cabbages. I've planted them about 40 centimetres, 45 centimetres apart, just so when they do spread out and the leaves are not covering each other and restricting each other's growth, but however they are suppressing the weeds underneath. I have found that with growing brassicas in the bed that they do seem to cover a lot of the earth, so that's all well and good. This bed just here, I've just put some beetroot seeds in, some fresh ones. The first ones haven't germinated well, so I've put a few more in the place. There'll be lettuce, other bits and pieces to go in the beds as and when. It does need a bit of a weed, but I'm getting there. I've only spent half an hour down here and I've already reeded 4 raised beds, so that's the benefit of growing in small spaces. These are the onions. As you can see, they've had a weed, so they're doing very well. Broad beans just round the corner. They're the ones I planted. I've planted a second batch now, so I'll have 2 different sets at 2 different stages. These are the parsnips. Now, I have picked a couple, but they've just gone absolutely wild. I know they're probably about a year since I sowed them, and they're just putting on this, well, I don't know what to explain it really, just this show. Even blackbirds come to have a look. So the shallots, they've had a weed, and again, same as the onions, they're picking up very well. The leeks, well, they've done poor this year for some reason, I don't know why. But you know, they've had a fertiliser, had good watering, so. And the peas at the end there, they just need a weeding, and that'll do for them. But everything else is just about just tidying up and just sowing a few more seeds, really. So anyway, for the time being, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.